Hey guys, welcome to What the Fun with Marc and Nikki. Thanks for tuning in. In honor of Thanksgiving, we're going to taste a Thanksgiving surprise, another odd combo, if you will. I love doing those. And we're also going to go over our social media posts. You know, we put something out there. We had a lot of response, and some of them are just hilarious. And I want to go ahead and share those comments with our listeners. So, Marc, what about you? What are you sharing today?
I got a couple of crazy stories from the weird news world.
Oh,
Florida. It's real news.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So a Florida man claimed he was arrested, right? But he claims that the wind blew cocaine into his car.
I hate when that happens.
And it's just weird because I don't know what's going on with Florida, but another Florida man, so he's charged with getting this spitting food into a woman's mouth during a road rage incident.
I'm so mad at you. I'm just going to spit my food in your mouth.
It conjures up some weird images,
That's
but yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about that. So this is the holiday season. We're supposed to be getting along. Can everybody
Can't we all just get along?
chill out? But anyway, a quick reminder that What the Fun is sponsored by our other talk show, CBD and Essential Oil Talk Radio. If you want to learn how CBD and essential oils can have a positive impact on your life, text the word CBD to 91041. I don't even know what I'm saying. 210-910-4174 to learn the basics about CBD. This is coming from Nikki and I. Or text the word oils to the same number, 210-910-4174 to learn the basics about essential oils. We'll also let you know what products that we use and recommend. Look for all the information in the details below.
Yeah, maybe you had some cocaine blown in your car,
I don't
too.
know what the deal was. No.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry, officer. My fan's dirty. Okay. All right, so our taste test this week. Do you like apple pie?
I do. I like apple pie.
So there's nothing
You're
more-
not going to ruin it for me, are you?
Maybe. There's nothing more American than baseball and apple pie.
Yeah, and grandma's. I don't know if that's American.
All
That
right.
could be everywhere.
I've covered it today in this little plastic.
Yeah, that's what's freaking me out.
All right, so lift up your fork. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. I just want you to see it.
My plastic fork.
Yes. Lift the lid. Go ahead. Do you want to just?
I'm
You
scared.
want to lift it and show your camera? Just don't even look at it. Just show
Okay.
the camera.
You just want me to?
Yeah,
Well,
show
I'm going
the
to see
camera.
it. I'm going to see it.
All right, cool. There's nothing American.
What the hell?
Apple pie and cheddar cheese on top, right?
Oh.
So the cheese apple pie connection is often tracked back to England, which is the birthplace of cheddar and the apple pie. So back in the 17th and 18th century, English pies were often topped with a dairy-based sauce, such as a custard. But somehow along the way, cheddar stepped in for the sauce, which is now just a slice of cheddar cheese, and the rest was history, they say. Now, this is very popular way up north, like Michigan and Minnesota. You betcha. It's on everyone's dessert table at Thanksgiving and Christmas. So this is actually, well, it doesn't look very appetizing.
No.
But it says you have to get...
Looks like a mess.
I can't even say the word sharp cheddar. Sharp cheddar cheese. I have a hard time saying
Sharp
it.
cheddar.
That's what you need. And you put it on your apple pie and you heat it up and you eat it. Now, I've been told that this is freaking delicious.
Okay, well, I hope so.
My brother Marty had it up in Colorado and he's like, it is amazing. You have to have it. So here we go. We're going to taste this Northerners.
Well, hang on just a second. Hang on. So my taste buds are really confused right now.
It looks so gross. I mean, does that look appetizing?
No, it
It
doesn't.
looks like scrambled eggs.
Oh, that's what it looks like. It looks like eggs
Okay.
and cheese.
All right, so we'll think of it as a taco.
So yeah, I'm actually, my taste buds want some,
Yeah.
but they're also scared.
I'm watering.
I want to see you taste it
Okay,
first.
well, it's a lot of cheese.
You brought it is a
I'm gonna
lot
use
of
the bathroom for
No,
a
that's
cheese.
about the right amount of cheese. I think
All right.
I'll go to the bathroom next Tuesday.
That's funny.
I know.
Okay, well, here's cheese and crust and apples. All right, here we go.
All right.
Good.
I was waiting for you to stick your tongue out. Do you notice that when you eat, you stick your tongue out?
No.
You do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Well, that's actually really tasty.
It's kind of good. I don't
This
know
is
that I
good.
taste the cheese so much.
Well, eat some more cheese.
I could probably eat this whole
You
thing.
betcha.
Hey.
I like it. That gets 2 thumbs up or 2 Squinklehoffs up.
We
know what a
should, you know what?
Squinklehoff is?
We need to come up with a rating system.
Okay.
We do. We absolutely need to come up with a rating because we're kind of a big deal.
Like 1 gag, 2 gag, 3 gag, 4, right? Because most of the things we taste are not that fabulous, amazing. But this is pretty darn good. So all over the north, even up in Canada, I don't know. I have no clue. It's on the dessert table.
Who knows what them Canadians
in
do?
Thanksgiving. At Thanksgiving time and Christmas time. This is very popular. But Men in Black, did you ever watch that show?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, part 2. Tommy Lee Jones, he goes into the little diner and he orders a piece of apple pie.
Yep.
And he's like, throw some cheese on it.
What?
Yes. It's in Men in Black. So you got to take a look at that. Now, I want to go over now the most disliked foods on the Thanksgiving table, the top 3. You know what number 1 would be?
Stuffing. It's got to be stuffing. That stuff is nasty. I don't know why people eat
it's
stuffing.
so good.
I don't even like the name of it.
Stuffing.
Hey, do you want some stuffing? I'm like, no. What is that?
Stuff in my face. That's what that means. And it's not stuffing. It's
stuffing
dressing.
is, huh?
It's dressing. It's not.
It's called stuffing.
No, well, from you're from, it's stuffing.
I'm from America. It's called stuffing.
So the number 1 disliked item on your Thanksgiving table.
Beets.
Who the heck puts beets on their Thanksgiving
That's what
table?
I'm saying. Yeah, people eat beets out of the can. I swear to you. Did you just snort?
That's cranberry sauce.
No, it's. Is it? No, it's beets.
You're high. It is cranberry sauce.
No, you look
it's
it
in
up.
a can. It's in a can and it's gelled.
No.
And you slice it.
You slice it. That's beets.
No, it's the number 1 hated or disliked item on the Thanksgiving table is cranberry sauce.
Okay.
The canned.
Stuff that you slice that looks like beets.
That's right. But it doesn't.
I thought it was beets.
But actually, if you put it on your stuffing,
Ugh.
it's very good. It's very tasty. All right. Number 2 that most people dislike on the Thanksgiving table. Are you ready?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
I don't know. I give up.
Turkey.
What?
Most people are like, I don't like turkey. My husband does not like turkey.
It's the number 2. Wait, who did this poll?
People from Oregon. Is that where you're from? Yes.
Well, part of my life, I lived in
Where
Oregon.
were you born and raised? Oregon.
Northern California and Oregon.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 different areas of the map, left and right. Correct? One's far west, one's far east.
You're saying that on purpose. Oregon's right on top of California.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. And Washington's on top of Oregon.
Okay, guys.
And then Canada.
Oh, well, Canada's on both sides of the map. I know that.
Correct.
'Cause
It's the French on the east coast, I think, and then or on the
east.
east side or whatever.
All right. So you're northeast, southwest. Never eat.
Northwest.
Are you listening? Never eat seaweed. That's how I still say it in my
Oh.
brain today.
Wow.
If I'm trying, and they're like, which
I
way?
just say north, south, east, west.
All right. And then number 3, which is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Green bean casserole. People don't like green bean casserole. That is my specialty.
Isn't that a recent thing anyway? Last 15 years?
No. Yeah, maybe 15, 20 years. I make it. Nobody else in the family can make it as good as I do. So
Do you have the breadcrumb stuff on top? What do you use for the top?
I use the onions, the fried onions.
Oh, okay.
But I also put bacon in it.
No, that sounds
Mine
good.
is amazing. So yeah, it's cranberry sauce, turkey, and green bean casserole, which is basically your whole friggin' Thanksgiving dinner. So, okay. All right. So,
What about bread? Do you do bread?
oh yeah, but we do these things called rolls, right?
The
You have-
yeast rolls.
yeah, and you have to let them rise
Oh, my
for like
gosh.
5 or 6 hours. And
Can I come to your house for
my mom
Thanksgiving?
bakes like 72 of them. And then I do the butter. Oh, so good. Butter.
Do you have like a big party at your house or anything? Or do you go to your mom's
we
house?
go to my mom's house.
Oh, okay. We go to
You want me
Golden.
you want me to give you her number and you call her, see if she can come over?
No, we go to Golden Corral.
I know you do. And every time you say that, my heart just gets a little
It
smaller.
aches for me.
I'm so
Your
sorry.
heart gets
It
so
hurts my heart.
Why?
And then I'm like, Mom, can I invite these people over? And she's like, No, I don't like your friends. No, she doesn't
Yeah,
say
because
that.
he's not funny.
No.
He wears that pink shirt. It's not pink, it's salmon.
Exactly. We don't have any beats for him anyway. That's okay. He wouldn't eat them. But no, I think about that. I think it's sad.
What? A lot of people go to. Have you ever
I
been to
know,
Golden
and I
Corral?
keep saying, you know what? I'm not doing Thanksgiving
Yeah.
anymore. I'm done. I'm going to Golden Corral. Screw
Yep.
this. I'm not doing this anymore.
Go with Mark and Jennifer. We go to New Braunfels, and that's the one we go to. So yeah.
That is hilarious. What time do you guys go? Like 11 o'clock or 4 o'clock or?
No, we go early.
Oh, yeah.
That way, it takes the rest of the day to get rid of the food.
There you go. I see. I know.
I mean, seriously, it's like we go in there if we're gonna pay whatever. I don't even know what it costs, but it's like we're gonna eat some food while we're here. So we usually hit the bar a couple of times, and then we hit the dessert tray a couple of times. And
Wow.
the rolls, it's the rolls. They just,
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
but they're really good. So when you eat bread with your dinner, you do eat bread with your dinner, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you take the turkey and the mashed potatoes and the corn and you put it on top of the bread and then eat it all like that, or how do you eat your bread?
I cover it in butter, and I eat it as a side dish.
Oh no, so that's weird.
And then I cover everything, my entire plate, even the cranberry goose eggs. I'm just kidding. Even the cranberry sauce with gravy.
Oh, oh, okay.
So there's gravy on the mashed potatoes, the corn souffle, the broccoli rice casserole.
Yeah, so if the turkey's dry, then I need to have
Gravy.
Gravy. But
Gravy. You
gravy.
need some gravy.
gravy. I'm from Australia now.
Okay.
Hey, we do have listeners in Australia, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
Anyway,
We're thankful for them.
but if it's moist, then I'll have. You don't like that word,
Moist.
but then I don't need the gravy. I just butter, mashed
Do you
potatoes.
like dark meat or white meat?
Oh, definitely the white meat.
Oh,
I skip the dark meat.
I'm all dark meat.
Are you really?
We could split a turkey. We would be the perfect pair for
Sure.
split a turkey.
Yeah.
I don't like white
Except
meat.
for it's a lot of meat. I
like
couldn't
dark
eat that
meat.
much. I think Jennifer likes both.
Yep.
She likes both.
I mean, I did have a turkey breast the other day.
Yeah?
It was pretty tasty.
Yeah. It's some of my faves, man. Some of my
All
faves.
right. Well, so yay or nay on the apple pie?
I do. I liked it, but let me just be honest. I don't think it's necessary to put the cheese on there. I didn't really taste the cheese. I'm not sure if it impacted the texture or anything. So it's like, why are you putting cheese on there? Why not put ice cream on it? Just saying.
Yeah. That would be cool.
That's just my...
So you talk and I'll eat my pie.
Yeah, right. All right, so short commercial break to plug our other podcast. Actually, you know what? Let me talk about, rather than talking about our CBD and Essential Oil Talk Radio, I want to talk about NingXia Red. So I drink this antioxidant drink every day. And here I've got, if you guys are watching on the video, I'll show you the bottle right quick. And let me, I'm going to switch back to my other screen here. But anyway, so I drink this drink called NingXia Red. I'm trying to find the button here. See, it hides behind the camera lens, and it's like I can't see it. Anyway, so I've been
So
drinking.
let me guess. You drink NingXia Red.
So I've been drinking this for like, I don't know, 5 years. I was over at a friend of mine's house, Shannon Conover, and I was like, I need does Young Living have a superfruit drink, right? I was looking for something to give me good antioxidants, just something I can have on a regular basis to give my body a little bit of a boost. And she introduced us to this NingXia Red, and I've been drinking it ever since because it tastes really good. It's got kind of a tart taste. It's got the NingXia wolfberry, some plum, some cherry, I think pomegranate too. It's a little tart, but it's a really good mix. And then it's got essential oils in it. It's got 4 different citrus essential oils in it. So you're really getting the fat-soluble and the water-soluble antioxidants. It's a really good boost. And we've introduced this drink to a lot of folks, and they love it, and it becomes a staple. So and you're drinking it too,
I'm
right?
drinking it today, yeah.
Yeah. We drank a little bit earlier, and then your husband's drinking. Are your kids drinking it yet or no?
So my kids drink it. My husband drinks it. So my husband, when I signed on to get essential oils, he was like, okay, oils, whatever. Right? I mean, that's kind of, I think, might be typical for guys.
Maybe.
And
It's it seems oils are associated with like fragrance. So
yeah, I get it.
Foo-foo.
Makes sense. So I was like, here, try this NingXia Red. No, I don't want to try that. So he tried it. He was like, oh, it's okay. It doesn't suck. It's okay. Well, then he had a medical issue.
Oh.
And that medical issue was like chronic fatigue. Just complete exhaustion every day. He was so tired. He'd get up, he'd go to work. It was just a routine. Get up, go to work, come home, sit in your recliner, eat dinner, go to bed.
No energy to live. Yeah.
No energy. There
Like
was
extra
We
stuff.
weren't living. We were just like he was just getting old in his recliner is what I used to say. So then one day I was like, you know what? You're drinking NingXia Red every day for the next week. I want to see what it does for you.
Okay.
He's like, okay, fine. So I'd get up.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. Which, and he drank it. We drank it. On day 3, he came home and we were talking. And I said, do you realize we've had dinner? We're sitting here, we're having a conversation, and we're planning a trip. He's like, yeah. I said, and? He's like, and what? Like what? I said, you're usually asleep.
Oh.
He's like, oh my gosh. He goes, you know what? I didn't fall asleep at work today.
He's not supposed to fall asleep at
But
work.
He does. He does. He has a very tedious brain job where he has to, he writes, like he does coding for computer systems.
Gotcha.
That's tedious work.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, after just 3 days, chronic fatigue wasn't a thing for him anymore.
Oh, nice.
And he doesn't fall asleep in his chair at work or at home. Total different guy.
Yeah, so many stories. I've heard stories that go like people who are on hospice that are drinking this that love it, and it's life-changing for them. People that are going through seasonal issues, that they're drinking this, and it just makes a change. So lots of positive stories. I mean, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of families that are drinking this stuff now. So super powerful. I love it. I recommend it. Nikki loves it. She recommends it. So if you want some of this goodness in your life, order your supply today and save up to 24%. So if you're not a member of Young Living and you want to get this drink, I'm telling you, try it for I dare you. Try it for 30 days and then quit. And then you'd be like, wait a second, no, I need my NingXia Red. You will see a huge difference in your life, okay? So if you want to get some of this, text the word RED, that's R-E-D, to 210-910-4174, and we'll get the information you need so that you guys can get it. So like I said, I'm not kidding. You need to drink this for 30 days. Once folks start drinking this stuff, they'll love it for a lifetime. I mean, you're an example of that. I'm an example of that. And I know a lot of people that are as well. So it's well worth it. I'm telling you, you got to give it a try.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, it is. So you want to hear a crazy story?
Yes.
So a guy in Florida, he gets pulled over by police, right? And my guess is he's probably acting really, really guilty. But so the officer finds this beer can, a Budweiser can, that has, along with the crack pipe, okay, right? And the can has some cocaine in it, cocaine residue in it. And the guy says that the wind blew it into his vehicle. Yeah. So
which you have to be high to say something like that.
That's probably
really
true,
stupid.
right? Or at least to think that the officer's going to believe you, right? So anyway, just to quote the guy, so when officers asked the man about the white residue inside the can, he told them, quote, "The wind must have placed it there."
Okay.
So, of course, the man was arrested and jailed, and the white residue, of course, tested positive for crack cocaine. Ugh.
So is crack and cocaine the same thing, or they're not?
It's a version of it. I don't know a whole lot.
Really
I never worked narcotics, so. But I've pulled people over before, back when I was a police officer, and it's like you come up when you're guilty of something, you'll say the craziest stuff, right?
Right. Hold on. Remember the story I did? The woman had a crack bow in her hair.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody put that in my hair, or meth. Yeah. Somebody put it in my hair, right? Just like the wind blew it in his car.
Yeah. And didn't the lady ask too? She's like, "Well, wait a minute, where's my meth?
Where's my hair bow?"
And the officer's like, "Well, it's evidence, so you're not getting it back," right? And she was all upset about that she wasn't going to get her meth back, right? Well, they trade a lot of their life for that drug, and then they don't want it to go away. But anyway, so I've pulled people over, and when you're guilty about something, you say some of the craziest things, right? I mean, the officer's just pulling you over because this guy, he just blew a stop sign. That's all, right? And then so the officer's like, probably, "Hey, the reason why I stopped you is, you blew a stop sign out there." It's like, but as he's being pulled over, as I understand the story, he's trying to get rid of this beer can because he's afraid the officer is going to search or whatever and find this beer can. So it draws the officer's attention to the beer can to begin with. And now he gets himself into trouble. So it's like the guilt just pops out all over the place. Yeah. It's fun to watch that, actually. It's a little kind of my sick humor. But anyway.
Wow.
So hey, when's the last time you got pulled over?
12 years ago.
Really? Mm-hmm. I got pulled over just, I don't know, maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Really? Yeah. Did you get a ticket?
No.
Did you flash your badge?
I can't confirm or deny any of that. You talk about my retirement badge, but no. So yeah, I was pulled over for speeding. But
well, that doesn't surprise me. I used to follow you from the office. Remember? And I'm like, "Hey, let's go have lunch." Okay.
You don't even talk.
Like, what?
I've seen you drive. You drive fast too, and I've given your name to a few people that are looking for you.
You want to look for this red Cadillac?
Yeah, right. She drives like a crazy woman. You don't text while you drive though, do you?
Absolutely.
Oh, you do?
I do actually, but not while I'm actually driving. When I'm at a stop sign or a stoplight, I'll text.
I heard this joke. This lady gets she's going for her driving test, right? And so the guy's just he's asking her questions. It's like, okay, so what do you do at a red light? And the lady's like, well, I check my Facebook, I check my email. And he's like, whoa. You mean you're supposed to stop and wait for it to turn green? That's all he was looking for. And she's like, no, I do all this other stuff. But
put on my lipstick, fix my hair.
What do you think about the
selfie?
I know this is a little off script, but I like that. So what do you think about the law against texting or against basically distracted driving, right? Which is any kind of screen time. What do you think of that law?
I think it needs to be pursued harder.
Really?
Yes.
So I think it's actually not good. Now, let's say that you're involved in an accident. Obviously, people need to be made aware of that, right? That, hey, it's not, you can't be watching Netflix and YouTube while you're driving, right? I mean, seriously, you shouldn't be texting and all that stuff, but that's an educational thing. Make people aware of it. Same with seatbelts, right? It's like we don't need to issue somebody a $180 ticket because they're not wearing a seatbelt.
Yes, you do.
I see. I don't
Seatbelt
necessarily.
saves lives.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
Lives and lives.
But can't it be an educational process? See, I've seen it from the other side where I've given all of these tickets out.
So
right?
same thing for abortion then.
What about, no, that's a totally different thing.
Education.
As
You got to have rules.
like prevention.
Yes, don't do it.
Well, I agree.
I mean, don't have sex.
Oh,
You don't have to worry about that.
yeah, abstinence, absolutely.
Yeah, so don't look at your phone. Okay.
But
they still do it. It
so,
still happens.
But I'm talking about when you start issuing tickets, which ultimately the what's the threat behind the ticket is going to jail.
Go to
So
jail.
you're restricting somebody's freedoms based on something, right? That didn't inflict any harm on anybody else.
But it could have.
But well, I mean, a lot of things could have, right?
I sneezed once and almost wrecked my car.
Oh yeah,
So-
that's no joke, especially on a turn. You got to watch that. Kind of sneeze with one eye open.
You can't.
I know your eyeball will pop out, right?
It's not illegal, but it's impossible to sneeze, to keep your eyes open when sneezing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Because your eyes will shoot out of your head, probably, right? Is that what they did mice test, didn't they?
That's
They
how little girls
took their
become
eyelids
boys.
off or something.
They sneeze. Boop.
That's the whole purpose of eyelids is to keep your eyeballs in when you sneeze,
Yeah,
isn't
something
it?
like that. So back to what you're saying, texting and driving to me is
It's a no-no.
It is a huge
not saying-
no, but I think you should be fined heavily or lose your license or something for doing it. I consider it just as bad as alcohol. I really do.
Well, it's definitely it can be as dangerous.
So
I
now,
mean, we see that.
But don't the stats show there's more accidents due to texting and driving as opposed to drinking and driving?
Yeah.
Texting and driving is more.
But there again, I just go back to I think that you do an educational process on that, not necessarily a ticketable offense where you end up with a fine. I just
Get them where it hurts. I'm sorry if you're gonna bust me and I'm gonna pay $300-$400. I'm like, crap. I'm never gonna do that again.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Well, that's the argument.
Yeah, doesn't matter what your pocketbook
But
is.
I'm just not a big, I think law enforcement has its place, but I think it's just utilized too much. I mean, seriously, how many, it's crazy how many calls come into the police department for service, right?
Right.
So now you're taking an officer's time
Well,
for
non-emergency
all
and
kinds of
emergency.
stuff, right? It's crazy what they're being utilized for. It's like, well, how much power do you want to give the government to inflict fines and other things, basically take your freedom and all this kind of stuff? How much of that do you want to get into? And this is just one of those areas I think that, yes, we should definitely educate and let's do that. But I don't think necessarily people need to go to jail for, and that's ultimately what's behind these
For a
things.
DWT.
Driving while
Texting.
texting. Right? I think it's called distracted driving. But-
Well, distracted driving. I'm distracted when I sit down in the seat.
Well, so
There's
here's the
kids,
thing.
there't other drivers. There's the radio. There's
You don't
my
have to-
gosh, Jingle Bells is on. My favorite song.
You don't have
Right?
to be texting. If you're distracted by the
Right, I'm
phone
just
at
saying.
all. Yeah.
The phone goes in the back seat for me sometimes. Okay, I'm a liar. Never mind. If you're my
that's-
teenage kid, it better be in the back seat.
Right. You ready to go to prison for that?
There you go.
Just saying. All right. So Florida is another arrest case, right? I don't know what is with me in arrest cases
These
here lately.
Floridians.
Ah,
That's in
crazy,
Florida
right?
Too?
Yeah, a Florida man arrested for spitting food into a woman's mouth during a road rage incident. So yeah, I read the headline and I'm like, what's this about? So a 61-year-old man. Come on now.
Well, is he mentally challenged?
Well, I didn't say anything about that, but
Well,
he was
most
definitely
men are.
upset. What?
That's a good one. All right.
So he allegedly got out of his truck and approached a woman during driving nearby during rush hour traffic. It's like 6 o'clock, so it's got to be rush hour traffic. Now, we don't know what happened before.
Okay.
Now, just, being fair here, fair and balanced, right? That's
Can't
where
even
fair and
Think
balanced.
about what I would do.
What happened to precipitate his getting at,
Okay.
this road
So
rage?
she
We
probably
don't
cut
know.
him off, or he cut her off, and she gave him the finger, and here we go.
Well, so when he approached the car, she was apologizing at the time of the incident.
sorry, I'm
so she
sorry.
did something wrong, but I don't know if it rose to this deal. But anyway, so the guy walks up to the woman who rolled down the window to apologize for what she did.
Okay,
At which
so
point
nice.
the guy, he had food in his mouth and he spit it at her.
Or did he talk to her? Was he like, look, and then the burger
It says
came out of her
the
mouth?
guy spit the food that he had been chewing all over her to the extent that some of it went into her mouth.
I would vomit. I would be like, and then I would probably pull out my 38 and be like, call 911.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. You're going to be limping the rest of your life.
Oh my gosh, that
I
would have
couldn't
been
handle that.
crazy.
Ugh, I can't even think about it. It's so nasty.
You're going to think about it for a while, I
No.
think. So the police report states that the food struck the victim in the face and entered her mouth.
It sounds all nasty.
It does. Well, that's how the officer wrote it, right? He had to get the exact points, right?
The food struck the victim in the face and entered her mouth.
Yeah. So then the man allegedly opened a car door and was screaming at her while pointing his finger in her face. But get this. So that opening her car door like that, apparently in Florida, or at least that part of Florida,
That's right.
is considered
Breaking an entry.
it's burglary of an occupied vehicle.
Ooh.
I don't believe at least we didn't have that in Texas that I'm aware of. You had that kind of situation. I mean, you obviously.
I need to know this.
Yeah. What?
Because if someone does this in my home, by law, we could shoot that person, right? Coming into my home, like opening my door and coming in uninvited.
So there's criminal trespass, which, there again, the only way you can
All of a
shoot
sudden,
somebody.
I want to shoot somebody, Mark. I'm gonna have to go hunting.
And I
I'm
know
kidding.
you're not that way, but when your life, you have to be in fear of your own life or the life of somebody else in the house and not your dog, right? It's going to have to be like your family members other than animals, right? But if you've got that legitimate fear, that's going to be your threshold for whether or not you can use. And again, that's up to the jury to decide whether it's a grand jury for indictment or whether it's, the jury, if you get tried. They'll make the ultimate decision on whether or not they think you went too far.
All right, so this guy's way out of, he's out of control.
Out of bounds.
Yeah.
Punish. Well, he was arrested on felony charges of battery. The battery being the spitting the food on. I mean, you can't when I was a cop, would somebody spit in your face? It's like, I mean, we don't know. Are they have AIDS or HIV or something else?
This is right.
That's not it.
Okay, so does it matter what the food is? Like worst case scenario. Let's just work
Sure.
this out, right?
Yeah.
So if this happened to me, like if it was just, I don't know, bread, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But what if it was
Chicken nuggets?
No. What if it was like enchiladas or chips and queso or like something that had a lot of flavor and then you tasted it? That would be even disgusting.
And the texture of it.
Ugh, can't even imagine.
And how big was the chunk?
A little piece of rice, Maybe I'd be all right with it.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So look, it's the holiday season is coming up. So let's all just slow down a little bit.
Slow it down.
Let's be patient, show each other some grace, even out there in rush hour traffic.
Yeah. So speaking of holidays, Thanksgiving, right? So we posted on our page. Give me 4 words that will ruin Thanksgiving. And I want to go over some of those because it's pretty funny. Let's see. Where's our pet turkey?
I think that was one of my favorites.
Yes, that has the most votes. That actually from my brother, Joe Richardson. Thanks, Joe. That was pretty awesome. And then somebody says, you have the flu. I'm like, oh, well, that's not good.
Not cool.
How about this? I burned the turkey. That's no fun. When somebody burns a turkey, not fun at all. Here's something I liked. Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh, was that you that posted that?
I had to do it because it's all over the internet. I honestly don't even know the whole story or what it even means, but I was like, I'm chiming in. That's 4 words. I got this.
Oh.
But a lot of people said dog ate the turkey. And then I came up with something too. The tofu is ready, right? That's pretty comical.
It's
like
okay.
if I went to visit someone and, and they had a tofu turkey, I'd be like, I'm out.
Yeah, I got to go.
Got to go.
That
Sorry.
and the spam turkey.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And let's see. Ruben says, I didn't invite you. Can you imagine showing up with your family and opening the door and they're like, I didn't invite you.
Yeah.
I would just leave. I wouldn't even be like, okay, let me come in because there would be so much dysfunction.
Just
going
go
on
to
right
Golden
there.
Corral.
Go visit Mark and his family. Yeah. And then the number one, they got the highest likes or whatever it may be, thumbs up or smiles, is let's talk about politics.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that would
good.
totally ruin Thanksgiving.
So where's my pet turkey? That was my favorite.
Yeah, where's the pet turkey? I mean, that would be hilarious. Yeah.
You can just picture the little kid asking that. Where's our pet turkey at?
Yeah. Where's Tom? Tom.
I told you not to
Tom
name
went
it.
to turkey heaven.
No, he's right here.
Shh. Welcome to heaven. How can I help you?
So, of all the side dishes at Thanksgiving, what's your favorite side dish?
Just some good old mashed potatoes and gravy.
Oh, yeah.
And sop it up with some butter bread.
Oh, God, yeast rolls.
So good.
You got to have yeast rolls.
You do.
That's my favorite. That's my number one. I think that's my wife's, too. Bread and butter.
Amen.
Yeast rolls. All right, wrap us up.
You wrap us up.
Okay. All right. So as we wrap up the show,
What is it, Christmas? What am I wrapping gifts?
as we wrap up the show, quick reminder, check out our latest podcast and all the usual podcast platforms. Also, be sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, where we post videos of our show. Don't forget IGTV. That's the new big thing, right? There are links to everything you need to know in the details below. That's going to be it for us. So have a great week, and we'll see you on the next show.
All right. Bye, guys.